Of the
It's
cabinet
surrounded.
meeting where, of course, we've seen top cabinet ministers reposing their faith in Prime Minister Modi's leadership. The Prime Minister, of course, sending out that message as far as our defense forces is concerned, and that moment of solidarity with our forces, and, of course, congratulating them for carrying out those strikes as well. Those are the pictures that you see up on the screen as far as what took place at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg a short while earlier. In fact, if I can get a quick update from Pragya as well, who was bringing us that particular story. All right, I'm told we don't have Pragya with us, but let me open this up and take it across to our guest. Joining us here in the studio is Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow IPCS. With us is Lieutenant General A.K. Suri. Tilak Devasher is ex-member of the National Security Advisory Board. Professor Madhav Nalapat is the Vice Chair of the Manipal Advanced Research Group. I'm coming across to the former Director General of Army Aviation, Lieutenant General A.K. Suri first. Lieutenant General Suri, a very clear and unequivocal message that has gone out to Pakistan that it dare not carry out such acts of terror, pressure on it to dismantle its terror networks, and also the fact that we mentioned 21 of the terror camps and the fact that we've attacked only 9 of them also shows that there is unfinished business on India's part in case Pakistan even tries to escalate.
Yeah, firstly, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead,
Okay,
sir.
fine. The message is absolutely loud and clear. And the more than that, what I feel is that more than a military response, it's been a statement of strategic resolve by the Indian defense forces and by the Indian government. And the duality of the Pakistan army has been exposed in, of course, India always knew it in the international fora too. Because, on one side, they've been representing themselves as responsible actors on global platforms fighting terrorism, while covertly, they've always been nurturing violent non-state actors. So this strike today, which is also remarkable because of the expansive footprint and the, precise locations, within 1 hour, all the missiles were on their targets. And the element of surprise was so perfect that perhaps it is a swift and a surgical and very, very assertive strike. So Pakistan is definitely, going to have a rethink. And unless they do structural reforms in their military and close down the balance of the terrorist camps, they are in for big trouble.
Well, of course, that's easier said than done. But Tilak Devasher, a clear message in terms of India not just crossing the LOC into POK, but the very fact that we've attacked Bahawalpur, where the Jaish headquarters were there, and in fact, Masood Azhar amongst those who have lost, members close to him, etc. It's a very clear messaging that we are not going to restrict ourselves to POK. We will hunt down terrorists wherever they are in Pakistan and attack them.
Yes. The important messaging is that India will not accept terror under any circumstances. So this message was conveyed after Balakot, but obviously Pakistan forgot that message. And for reasons which we can discuss later on, they decided to indulge in terrorist activity in Pahalgam again. So once again, India has delivered a message. And this time the message is both kinetic and non-kinetic. And I think in the long term, the non-kinetic message of holding the Indus water in abeyance will have far greater impact. But coming to the kinetic message, 9 strikes across from POK into Pakistan's heartland, which is Punjab, and especially the 2 snake pits of Bahawalpur and Muridke, has a story to tell. It is telling Pakistan that your terrorists, they can run, but they can't hide. And we'll go after them, as Prime Minister said, we'll chase them to the ends of the earth. And this is exactly what India has done. And also, let me say, the name of the Operation Sindoor is so apt. And whoever has thought of this is an absolutely amazing name. Because in the Indian civilizational ethos, in the Indian cultural ethos, the significance of Sindoor is something which just cannot be explained. And the fact that the press conference was also conducted by 2 women officers from the Army and the Air Force, you connect the dots and you see the message that India is sending. So I think this is a very important development. But at the same time, let me also say that Pakistan's reaction will come within 24 to 36 hours. Now, what Pakistan's retaliation is going to be is something which I think Pakistan doesn't have very many options. There are no terror training camps in India. So what do they target? They target civilians or they target military installations. And in both cases, India will go up the escalatory ladder and hit them again. If they are foolish enough to target a dam, as some of them have been threatening, water is going to flow into Pakistan. It's not going to flow back into India. So I think for Asim Munir, it's a very tough call. Unless, of course, they decide to land some missiles in a desert in Rajasthan, and then the whole crisis draws down. So I think the next 24 to 36 hours are going to be very critical and important. And India is ready and India is waiting.
Absolutely. And in fact, let me bring in Abhijit Iyer on that. Abhijit, you have a lunatic as an army chief in Pakistan, you know, who's entirely unpredictable. I mean, leave aside the kind of bigoted statements that he's been making. He will also want to do some amount of chest thumping, as Mr. Devasher seems to be suggesting. But there's also going to be a tremendous amount of diplomatic pressure that would be borne upon Pakistan. Will that be enough to ensure that there is no, retaliatory action from their side?
So, the thing is, I don't accept he's a lunatic. He's very rational. It's just that his rationality is very different from ours. You see, when Mukesh Ambani buys a Rolls Royce, it's small change for him. When you or I buy Rolls Royce, we're bankrupting ourselves, right? Now, what has he done this for? Why did he plan the attack? Remember, he never even told some of his own colleagues, the corps commanders and things about it. This is to shore up his own position within the military out there. This is to create an external enemy where all of Pakistan can rally behind. And, the visuals that have gone out there, which are, dead bodies coming into the hospital, wounded coming into the hospital and things like that. This has been done in the heart of military power, Punjab, also the heart of power of the Sharif family, who's the prime minister right now. So this has gone down quite significantly in Pakistan. Remember, they can't now hide this and say, oh, they got some crows or some chickens in Balakot. No, this is very serious now. The issue, like Devasher sir said, is how will they retaliate? He cannot save face without retaliating. Now, they're claiming they've shot down 6 of our fighters. Zero proof, of course. But, they can easily turn it around and say, well, we've given them the answer they required. It's a muh tod jawab, whatever. And they can choose to de-escalate. This is what they did with those reciprocal missile strikes with Iran, if you remember. On the other hand, precisely because of the visuals coming in from Bahawalpur and Muridke, especially the hospitals, they may just decide to go up the escalation ladder. Now, remember, in this could be like Balakot, where you actually lose but claim a victory, which is, of course, what Pakistan always does. The real issue becomes that if this becomes a prolonged long war, which is what happens if they escalate the situation now, there is no scenario in which Pakistan can seem to be winning.
Absolutely. Many questions, in fact, that come out of that as well. We'll discuss all of that in great detail. But there is the latest update coming in fact, of an all-party meeting that is to take place tomorrow. And in fact, this meeting, of course, expect to take place at around 11 is what we are told. This is the information. At 11 a.m., there will be an all-party meeting that will take place. We will be seeing the Defense Minister, we'll be seeing the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, as well as the Home Minister, who are going to be representing the government at this particular meeting. Let's go across to our reporters. All right, I don't think we have our reporters live with us yet, but that's the latest update coming in, a big one, because remember that we had seen an all-party meeting take place soon after what transpired in Pahalgam, and once again an all-party meeting that is to take place tomorrow following India's action in terms of these 9 strikes on locations across Pakistan.